made it to Friday and we're still here. So that's a good thing. And I'll just wait a little bit until people come on. I haven't really watched the news today because I just wanted to kind of stay out of that. People are gonna, be people, and I think you're not gonna see like a major uprise like right around the time of inauguration. I think people have stepped back a little bit to kind of gather what's going on, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a smooth transition. But then after that, that picking apart and who knows what else, but definitely divided. Hi, Kim. So, today we're going to go over Isaiah 24, 25, and then over here to Isaiah 41, 8 through 10. And that's just to give you some peace of mind. Because, with this celestial object coming over, some of this stuff is quoted in Luke 21:35. So I figured it would better be, gone over today rather than, on a later date so that we can have this all fresh in mind and understand what's going on with that. And let's see. But like I said, I haven't really listened to the news today, or not really, so I don't really know what's going on. And, it will be what it will be. Let's see. Deb's in here. Hi, Deb. Let's see. Think Mine's in here. I just want to tell everybody that if in case you didn't hear this, we're going to go to Isaiah 24, 25, and 41, 8 through 10. And the reason is because Luke 21 references Isaiah 24, and it's about this celestial object that's coming over. And I've been working on this chapter for a very long time, and I was pretty well pointed to it. So I think this is the documentation that tells us this is coming. And it's really hard to find that, but you can see the effects of it type thing. And the interesting part about that is Christ was telling me about all the different benchmarks and things like that, and he said, watch for people saying electromagnetic energy, because that is our energy. It's not gravity, it's electricity and magnetism. And this is the thing that is coming closer. That's what that energy is when it's passing over. So, it isn't like a, ends all life type of event, but I think that object has been used before in different times to roll back and to come back, Hezekiah's watch or that dial thing, and he wanted that as a sign. But there are other really strange events in the Bible. Ezekiel is going to be interesting. You know, the first 4 chapters of it is really about God's transportation. I think we should really learn that as well. And because, you know, the supernatural is coming to the physical. And I'm not sure what these alien type beings and stuff are all related to it, but I'm sure that they have vehicles, you know, and we'll see them. Could even be, you know, on the fifth trump when the locust is released out of the pit. I don't know, but I know that as we get closer, we'll all get more clarity and understanding in this, and we won't be guessing. You know what I mean? We're going to know for sure. This is this and this and this, and it'll be exciting because during that time too, we'll all be growing. Hi, Daniel. Daniel's in here. Let's see. Oh, it's been 6 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start. Isaiah 24, verse 1. Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Now, this can go 2 ways. It can be physical and spiritual. As we're looking at things right now, it's really a spiritual thing. We see it in the politics and even in the religion aspect. And as we go a little bit longer, you know, you'll see the unification of the religions coming together. I mean, it's hard to see that now, but after that Civil War, that's really when it comes into play. And it shall be so with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. And this is basically talking about the calamity coming. It's going to affect everybody. Not one person will not be touched, especially when the Antichrist gets here. It's the world unifies together as one. And as you know, you either are in it or you're not. You can't participate in it if you're not going to worship the Antichrist. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord hath spoken this word. And spoiled, let's see, or emptied is 1238. And it's to pour out, figuratively, depopulate, to make empty, spread out, to plunder. And then spoiled in here, 962, to plunder, together, take for a prey, robber, spoil, take away, utterly. So the land shall be utterly emptied, you know, emptied, devoid of any truth. You're going to have this deception, but also you're going to have the Pope coming up saying this thing is going to be crossing over. And by then, most people are in that one worldism already. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth, and this is the earth, do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants. Therefore, because they have transgressed. And this isn't just transgressed, it is beyond transgression. So you have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. So when this Pope comes up, at that time, God never wanted a one world religion like this on earth. Um, and and change and putting all these different ones to fit God. I mean, he's like, I'm the only God. But this is how Satan's going to get around that. He's going to just say, I am God. Whoever you worshiped, that's who I am. And when he does get here, he's going to demand worship. So, like with your worship, or the people that are worshiping him, that the oblations and everything like that cease. We saw that in Daniel. It all ceases, and everybody turns into Satan worshipers, except a few. Okay. The everlasting covenant. Sorry about that. I got a phone call in here. So let me go over that real quick because I don't know if hi Judith. I don't know if this got cut off or what. So transgress the laws, and yeah, the laws and ordinances, change the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. So really wiped out. You're going to have the 7,000 fallen angels here. You're going to have the 10 supernatural kings, and you're going to have Satan on top of that. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few Enosh left. So evil men, evil. And this is relating to the fallen angels. And, if you're part of that. The new wine mourneth, the vine languishes. All the merry-hearted do sigh. On Christ's return, that's going to probably be the worst day in anybody's life if they had been worshiping this false Messiah. But that new wine poured in with the old wine. We've seen the covenant of the Old Testament, and then the new wine with Christ coming in. He didn't change anything except for the ordinance and the statutes related to doing any kind of blood type ordinance. The mirth of the tabrets, or the drums, ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoices endeth, the joy of the harp ceases. I mean, there'll be a lot of mourning. But when the Antichrist is here, there'll be a lot of celebrating. They shall not drink wine with a strong drink, shall be bitter to them that drink it. And it's just really talking about the mood and things like that. Before that celestial body crosses over, people are going to be pretty beat down. And, this way of life, what we see right now, will be completely out. So a lot of change is coming, and people are going to be confused and upset. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no one may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Sorry. When you don't have truth, when you don't have God, all that peace and that joy is gone. In the city is left desolation or astonishment, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Satan is the desolator. When he comes in here, that's our cue. Is like Christ is going to be returning soon. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree. and you shake that and they all come down. And as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. So you take everything out, the empty inhabitants, things like that. You're going to lose a lot of people in these wars, this chaos and civil unrest and wars and rumors of wars during that time before that. So the population will be a lot less than it is now. They shall lift up their voice. They shall sing for the majesty of the Lord. They cry aloud from the sea of people. Wherefore glorify ye the Lord in the valleys, even the name of the Lord. Elohim, that's the three. God of Israel in the isles of the sea, or the maritime countries around there, the islands and stuff. From the uttermost part of the earth have we heard songs, even glory to the righteous, or the righteous one. But I said, this is what the land is saying, my leanness, woe unto me. The traitors have betrayed, have dealt treacherously, yet the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. And this is something that we're going to see, actually. I mean, we are already seeing it, just how our leaders now are treating us. Anytime you get away from God, you know, you're going to get the tyrant type of behavior, but then, you know, it's going to be that up and down, and then when Satan gets here, you have to go by the rule. And I know we've talked about the Noahide laws and things like that. It's going to be something that everybody can agree on, or they can do, they can accept. So how that's set up, I don't know, but it could be somewhat like a Noahide law. Okay, and this is for a solemn impact. So here, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitants of earth. Why? Why would that be? Because the fallen angels are about to be released. When this celestial crossing comes over, it's right at the sixth trump. So before then, you're going to have that ilk already down here. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit. You know, don't fear what's coming. You know, don't get all tied up in this world and what is going around you. Focus. Focus on your duty. And he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. There's one coming up. His name is Satan, or being cast down. And, you know, if you listen to that garbage, you're going to, you know, worship the Antichrist. And I was told, don't even listen to it. Don't, you know, just don't listen to it and just focus. Keep in the Word. Even though at that time, I don't know if it will be prohibited, but for us, I'm sure by then we're going to have all this in our head. Okay. And he that cometh up, okay, out of the midst of the pits shall be taken in the snare. So he's coming in to take the whole world. And when you're not going for that, he's going to get very upset. For the windows on high are open, or have opened, and the foundations of the earth do shake. There's going to be a lot of shaking. You're going to get the Pacific Northwest earthquake coming. The the earth, that one, you're going to get the one in the crossing, and you're going to get the one on Christ's return. Those are pretty big earthquakes, and they just get bigger and bigger. So this is another reason why that people are going to think that the Christ is here because that earthquake and that celestial crossing. The earth is utterly broke down. The earth is clean, dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. And it will be, especially on Christ's return. That's the biggest shaking. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. And I showed you, he took this, the globe of the earth, and he went 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was like this. And then as that thing was flying out or crossing over almost to the end, it pulled it down just a little bit more. So it was kind of upside down, but it wasn't fully. Now on Christ's return, he's going to tip it upside down. And all the elements and everything like that need to be cleansed off the earth to start the millennium. That's all going to be taken care of that. And then he's going to come back. He's going to reset. He takes his hands off the globe. And we all watch it, just amazed, like, whoa. And it just, just stays there for a little bit, and then on its own tips over again for the millennium. So it's telling me that we're still in the dispensation of time, meaning the time of testing, but we will be in the millennium at that time. So when that happens, it's just getting us into a higher type of dimension and closer to God, but it still isn't set right. Okay. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. Well, when Christ returns, yeah. In the transgression there shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. So on the first, when it's shaken like this, it doesn't come back up. Only on Christ's return, that comes back up and fixed. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord should punish the host of high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon it. So you also have the 10 fallen angels, you have Satan, but then you also have the leaders that are in there that will be underneath it. Very little power though, because Satan wants all the power. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall shut up the prison, and after many days they shall be visited. So this prison is like a dungeon. And on Christ's return, they're going to be set aside. They're going to be put into this dungeon to wait, to be basically to be judged at the great white throne judgment. Judgment is coming to all those people who followed Satan and knew. I'm telling you, because a lot of people are afraid, well, what if I do, Well, if you don't know the truth and you get suckered into it, you're not going to have a problem if you repent. But if you don't, then you're going to be right in there with the locust army, the 10 supernatural kings, everything. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before his ancients gloriously. On Christ's return, we're not going to need the sun or the moon, so it's saying that they're gone. They're going to be gone, and the glory, the Shekinah glory of God will be replacing that. God is a little bit closer. We're a little bit closer to him because of the fact that we're in a different, higher dimension. But still, there's going to be a lot of teaching and discipline, and people are going to have to do a lot of self-work. Okay, now 25 is a little bit better. O Lord, or O Yahaveh, thou art my God, the Elohim. I will exalt thee. I will praise thy name, for thou hast done wonderful things. Thy counsels of old are faithful and true. This book is faithful, it's true, it's going to get you through to the eternity. For thou hast made a city and heap of a defenced city, a ruin, a palace of strangers to no city. It shall never be built. So we're talking about Babylon, and there's other cities that can also fit, but history repeats itself, and in the end, Babylon is taken away. Satan is not allowed any more kingdoms. The next time when he's released after the millennium, that seal is taken off of him, so he himself and his spirit are allowed to go into the nations and gather as many as he can, and also in Jerusalem. I wouldn't think that there would be a lot, you know, I mean, being in around the city and the temple and stuff, that would be a really dumb thing to do. Therefore shall the strong people glorify thee. The city of the terrible nations shall fear thee. And so in the millennium, you're going to have the different nations sectioned off. They can't get over to each country, but they can, and they will. The kings and queens of the ethnos and their people, their parade of people, will be coming over to worship with us. For thou hast been a strength to the poor, the impoverished, a strength or a stronghold to the needy in his distress, a refuge from the storm, a shadow from the heat. For the blast, this is the ruach, the spirit of the terrible ones is as a storm against the wall. Thou shalt bring down the noise of foreigners as the heat in a dry place, even the heat with the shadow of a cloud. The branch or the triumphal song of the terrible ones shall become low. They'll be brought down low. And this is when Christ takes over. Satan only has, 5 months and only 2.5 months claiming to be God. So things are going to go really fast, quickly. But on Christ's return, everything changes. And we are in, a higher dimension. And just a totally different type of a political government, a religious government. And see, this is what Satan's going to be using, that type of example. Satan is going to use the media and education. He's going to be using the money system. So everything will be a one world order. And in the mountain shall the Lord of hosts make unto all peoples a feast of fat things, a feast of wines, on the least of fat things, full of marrow of wines, on the less will find. So it's purifying the wine, but he's saying this because I'm going to make you a big feast. You deserve it. You got through it. So he's like, I'm going to make this for you. So just hang on. Just keep going. And he will destroy in the mountain the face of the covering cast over, or the covered, all people, and the veil that is spread over the nations. So Christ as the king priest, he covers the world with his authority. Everything is under him. He will swallow up death in victory, and the Lord God will wipe away tears from off all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from all the earth, for the Lord has spoken. Death completely defeated when he's thrown into the pit at the great white throne judgment, but in a way, he's defeated death and any of their power over us. He's given us power for the authority over them with the Holy Spirit. And also in the millennium, he will have no power until the end. So he's really giving his people a lot. And God will wipe away tears from off all faces. That's in the eternity. That's when we've gone through all the testing, both in flesh and spirit. The great white throne is over with, and that's the new. We won't even have a memory of this. Or people who didn't make it, they're just blotted out of existence. So we won't even know. Let's see. And it shall be said in that day, Lo, this is our God. We have waited for him, and he will save us. This is the Lord. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation. You know, and that's the thing. Have patience. Know what is coming, but know what your rewards are and what's waiting for you. You know, anytime that you start feeling fear, or worried, or doubt, take it to Father. That's the best thing you can do and get that peace. Because, you know, right now it's just a practice run before the Antichrist gets here. So use that time wisely and, you know, just get ready to, you know, just relying solely on God. Okay. For in this mountain shall the hand of the Lord rest, and Moab shall be trodden down under him, even as a straw is trodden down for the dunghill. Now Moab was one of Lot's children, you know, from the two girls, and they set up this city and stuff, and you know, it kind of put a thorn in the side of Yah when the people that were in Egypt, and they, you know, he was leading and guiding them throughout in the desert, they wouldn't let him pass through the land. So God's always had, you know, like, you're gonna get it. Let's see, and he shall spread forth his hand in the midst of them, as he that swimmeth spreadeth forth his hand to swim. And he shall bring down their pride together with the spoils of their hands, their devices, their weapons and things. But in the east all swimmers swim hand over hand and beat the water with a loud noise. So it's every time you hear that, that's how he's going through. And the fortress of the high fort of thy walls shall he bring down, lay low, and bring to the ground, even to the dust. So all that evil rudiment, all of the, just the backstabbing and how people are in the millennium, this is where you're going to gain your discipline and just work on yourself, knowing that, you know, God is your creator, you know, you're his child. You're going to know who you are. Finally, you know, right now things seem to be hidden. And this is why God really loves those people who have not seen but still believe. I mean, He really, really loves that. I mean, you get that grace. As far as with me, I've seen it, so I don't get that. I mean, I'm judged by my works because I know, but you have the works and the grace, and that's a really cool thing. Let's see. Going to go Isaiah 41, and we'll end it here. Isaiah 41, 8 through 10. And this is just to end this with a good note to get through the weekend and just meditate on this to understand that there is help. Okay, this is talking about Christ, the Messiah, and the things that God was doing for him and things like that. But also, this is for you as well, for one of the 7,000 very elect. So, you know, it's for someone who is doing his purpose. And I'm telling you, this is the most important purpose at this point. You know, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything of a higher thing to do. Okay. So 41 verse 8 through 10. But thou, Israel, art my servant Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham my friend. Thou, whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, and you are his servant too. I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. So you were chosen from the first earth age to come down here. You've already been judged, so you're a chosen one. You're a remnant. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. So, you know, he says, I'm going to strengthen you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to hold you up. So whatever you see, these weird things coming, just know that you have a lot of help. And there's nothing really to be frightened about. I mean, yeah, things are going to get weird, but it's nothing to panic or worry about, because you'll be okay, you know. And I know there's a lot of things coming up, and it's going to get strange, but we'll be ready for it too, you know. So just remember, you know, you're gonna have a lot of help. Oh, Mikey's here. And Mind for Knowledge. And Daniel. I don't know if you guys want to talk about something. Judith is here. Let's see. So I didn't want to make it too heavy today because yesterday was pretty heavy. We'll go back into Matthew and Mark, but I just wanted to put that there because it goes with Luke, and it's an important part of it. So just as you're remembering what we just went through, then we add that. And that's what we'll be doing with Matthew and Mark. We'll be referencing over to Revelation or to Daniel. And so you're beginning to tie everything together and, you know, kind of getting out those nuggets. I don't know. So you got, oh wait, some planets have come kind of close, couple millions miles away, but slingshot back sun like a comet. Yeah, they are. This one that's coming it's a strange one because it's not a planet. It's just a burnout star. See, but slingshot back, sun like a comet 7 times larger than Earth. Yeah, it's that electromagnetic energy. Like static when you touch someone after your feet on the carpet. I used to really get my sister with that. Planets can't hit each other. They push off like north-south magnetic static, but huge, not till the crossing, I think later. Yeah, well, I know with the crossing you're gonna get, I mean, huge thunderbolts. Um, and it's going to cause like an earthquake that lasts for like a half an hour while it's crossing. Um, I didn't really see any kind of wind with it, which is a little surprising, but and going back and forth, like that, it just felt like just looking up and seeing the stars change. The sun dipping down at noon as this thing's crossing over. So you can look at it this way and that. The sun comes from the east and goes to the west. Now this thing is coming from the south going north. And as that comes up, here's the sun, and here's this thing. And as it continues, but then it goes back up, you'll see the moon also. It's just going to be weird. And then afterward, our position itself is going to be a little bit different. I would say about 40 degrees down, because it's not all the way tipped upside down, but definitely things are going to change. Yeah, I want to get more information and clarity on that one. Miles wide lightning. Yeah, they're going to be huge. All right, bye, Deb. I hope you have a good evening. Let's see, Daniel says, I think my faith is being tested, or I'm being attacked or something. I have been having a difficult time. What do you think? Well, what's been going on? Because God's going to allow you to be protected, but also, you have to get that stuff out of your life. Yeah, pray it out. But we can pray for you too. I think we're being tested, Daniel. We're doing the right thing. Play coming together like this is like this, because it makes our faith stronger. Yeah. I mean, this is the time of really refining you to get you through to the end. So I had said this before, but if this is a time where you're really going to be tested, and where you're built up, so don't be surprised, but just know how to deal with it. Because I got a few tests coming up myself. Buy, not play. Let's see. See, right now, by coming together like this, because it makes us stronger. Yep. Hey, Mikey. Mine says one is 35,000 miles wide. Those things are giant. See, mine says, God is awesome. I'm blown away every day. Yeah, me too. It's just so much to learn before we get in there. It's like, but we're gonna be strong. That's the great thing. I saw everybody strong. They made it through. And at the end, it's like, you've been living this life and it gets crazy. And that whole time, you're all nervous and not nervous, but it's like you know what you have to do. And then Christ says, okay, you're done. You can do whatever you want until I return. It's like, that's hard to just let go. You mean that's all there is? That's, but, you know, that you're set free, you know? You can do what you want. So if somebody is delivered up early, you know, for that time, people aren't going to bug you or anything. It's just up to that delivery. So, I mean, if you're like delivered up to one of the kings or something, you could fly on over to Israel, see all that. Let's see. Mikey says, it definitely is something in the air, Daniel. I feel it as well. It's almost like the calm before the storm, and unsettling sorts. And Daniel says, health issues and bad anxiety. I'm not fearful, but I feel something on my shoulders. Well, I know if you, I mean, I take this as it really helps. It's called Calm Magnesium, and it's a drink. You can get it on Amazon, or, you know, I think stores have it still. But it's a drink, or you can have the gummies, and it really does help. There's kava, but if you're going to get the kava, look at noble root. That's the best strain or species of it. But sometimes, you know, with these electromagnetic energies and they're interfacing with us, because our body is also electric, that's going to cause an imbalance. So, you know, people get headaches, nauseated, dizzy, depressed, you know, all sorts of things. So maybe it's that. Maybe you're just, you know, sensitive to that. Let's see. A lot of us empath intuitive types are feeling the heart knower. Yeah, maybe God is just letting things happen to see if I stay on the right track. I would say, Daniel, you're definitely one of the 7,000. Bless your house, anointing oil and yourself. One floor, window, door at time. Get out, get back, don't come back. No piggybacks. Yeah. Just stay out of my house. Yeah, they can do this. We love you. We do love you. We love everybody in here. We are here to help each other, comfort, and have a place to be able to just talk. Yeah, it's called Calm, and you can get them into like a big jar or a small one. I always get the big one because I use a lot of it, but it will help to calm your mind. And it does. It's very good. If you take it before bed, you get a deeper sleep. If you're just nervous or upset, take that, you know. It's like this powder, and just mix it in with water and just drink it down. It kind of bubbles up though, so don't get the water too high because it'll come out. And that happened to me. It's like, oops. Confidence. But you have to say this with intention. You can't just be meek about it. This is something I know a little bit about. Yeah. You're welcome, Daniel. I hope that helps. You know, a lot of people are deficient of magnesium because the soils, the way that there's, you know, the way that farming is now, there's, you know, the nutrients and things like that that would come into the plant just aren't there anymore. It's just this over farming of the land. So, yeah, we got to get stronger. Got to get a, you know, a real, have a backbone. And this is what we're doing now. And this is what God is really, you know, you're put into that situation to test you and to, well, here's your weakness. Come on, let's work on that. Because I know I have, with these stalker type people, I don't want to confront them, but I don't want them around me. So I just pray. There's times when it's just like you need to stare them down and stand your place. And I've done that, and I noticed that when I did that, it I still get it, but it isn't as bad. So, you know, God uses everything. The weather even. Hi, Roxanne. Coming in late, babysitting my grandbaby. I'll watch the replay. Well, everything's good over here. Daniel, he's having some problems. Oh, I was going to say, it's Stacy's birthday today. So happy birthday, Stacy, if you're on here. I didn't see her, but she's probably eating her cake and ice cream. But I really like this. Mikey said, I think we're all being tested, Daniel. We're doing the right thing. Coming together like this, because it makes our faith stronger. Yeah, you know, and also with that, you know you're not alone. You know you're not crazy. Someone else thinks the way I do. And it's biblical. Biblical proportions. That's what's coming on the earth. That's what's going to terrify everybody. It's just crazy. So, just, yeah, I'm just going to go over Matthew and Mark, over the end time stuff, and we're gonna get those seals and vials down, those Trump seals and vials. I'm gonna get it down packed. And I was thinking about continuing on with Genesis, but I really think this is like the most important thing, at least to be going over it. We have a pretty good foundation, and starting from just number one series and going up. What are we on? 82 or 83? And we've come a long way. So building that foundation, we went through Luke, 1st and 2nd Peter, Ephesians, Daniel, Revelation, Ezekiel. the end of Ezekiel. I mean, we've gotten through a lot. Let's see. Magnesium is proving to cure many things. It really helps me, Mikey. It really, really does. Yeah, you have to be confronted sooner or later. Best to get it over. If you need it, if not ready, yep. Yeah, he'll put stuff in front of you so that you're gonna be able to handle things. Let's see. What do you guys know or think about? Oh, Dinocomassus Earth. I use it. Do you? Uh, do any of you have any knowledge or experiences? I do. I bought a big old bag of it too, but you got to have it for the human consumption one. Um, it's a cleanser. Oh my gosh. You can only, well, for me, I could only take a little bit and maybe take it for like maybe a week. I mean, if this is when I was really cleansing my body and things like that, and it just made my body just really achy and just because all those toxins were being removed. So, I mean, that's just my experience. But if you want a very good um, cleanser, definitely it's good for your hair and all sorts of things too. It's good for your plants, you know, getting rid of bugs and pesky things. I like turmeric too. All these really good things. Diatomaceous earth, that's what it is. That must take it slow and easy if none had medical issues. Use Caloria. The Diatomaceous can be a little harsh on the body, or a teaspoon of quality baking soda, King Cook, with a little teaspoon glass water daily or for a few weeks. Yeah, all that is good. If you have a really acidy stomach and stuff. Now I know that Tim's baking soda, if you get Armor Hammer, they use aluminum in that. So Tim's baking soda doesn't have that, but it does. It also helps you to get you energy, and a lot of like these sports drinks and stuff like that have that in there. And there's a lot of things out there. See, you want to pet your cat. She licks so soft. Yeah, she's a sweetie. But I don't know, the weather's been changing and it gets hot then cold. So I get this fur all over me. It's like, I'm getting a new vacuum cleaner. Trying to be able to get most of that up. Food grade diatomaceous, little half teaspoon. Yeah. See, I really started like trying to get healthy like in 2010. And you just learn a lot as you go along, reading the articles and things like that. But when you first do a cleanse, that's harsh. Apple cider vinegar is very good for you. But if you already have an acidic type of stomach, then you wouldn't want to take that. Not until you get that balanced out, but then you can use baking soda to calm that down. But it's just to heal your gut, because your gut is your second brain. If your gut is not functioning well, You're gonna have the cog fog. You're gonna, you could get depressed. You could have panic attacks and anxiety. And a lot of these pharmaceutical drugs will cause that, especially like the antibiotics. It takes a long time to heal your gut after that. You have to put back the probiotics, and it's just a real pain. Eat green leafy vegetables, Daniel. Kale, yeah. Superfood that removes heavy. Yeah. Cilantro. I love cilantro. I try to grow it, but I don't know. I don't think there's the right kind of weather or something. It just never grows. But I love it. Mikey says that's why they always say follow your gut because it's a chakra. I eat farmer fresh eggs daily, really good for you. Oh, vitamin D, so many good things. Oh, Mikey said eat, not ate. So eat green leafy vegetables. Yeah, and if you can grow them, then even the better. And turmeric with pepper. You want to use the pepper to help absorb the turmeric. But if you have any type of inflammation and things like that, um, turmeric really does help. Body aches, things like that. If you get rid of the inflammation in your body, you can really heal yourself. Because a lot of diseases and stuff are caused from just inflammation, bad food, your body's out of whack. Local honey, yes. It's good if you have allergies too. Honey is just so good. There is a specific type, Monaca or something like Monaca honey. Anyway, it's a special kind, and I've been thinking about getting that. But if you have, you can even use it on your face as a face mask. I mean, it's very healing. You can put honey on a burn and it will help heal it. I mean, honey is very good. Everything that God has given us is so good in so many ways. I love cilantro, Mikey. I will just eat it like a salad. I must really need it though, if I like it that much. Your cat ate it? Nature's secret cleanses. Yeah. There's just so many things that you can do right now to prepare yourself for later. Um, get that stuff now while you can, and stock up on it. Time is just going to go by so quickly. People may be able to grow a garden or whatever. I'm going to try to this year again, but when the earthquake hits and things like that, I think we'll just be so busy trying to keep ahead of things. Bone broth is really good too. The longer that it has been simmering, the more nutrients that you're going to get out. So if you want a super packed nutrient. You know, some people go for 48 hours. Just have that stewing away in there, and you can add, you know, any kind of spice or things like that with it. And just go to like the butcher and ask for one of those bones. Um, I use like the chicken bones, you know, like if I get a whole chicken, then later on I just, you know, cook it down, and then you get all the cartilage and just the nutrients, and then skim it out and have it as broth. Make soup, put big handful of cilantro, yes. Let's see, then after good yogurt like Chinobi. Yeah, honey is a superfood. It never goes bad. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, what I would do too is during this time get everything off the internet that you can now. So if you have recipes or you just need an information or whatever, to get it off now. I don't know. Things are just gonna change so much. I'm just trying to enjoy this time right now because I know it's just gonna be so different. But it's exciting at the same time, you know, because it's like a big adventure. And I don't know, some people have like likened this to like the end of the journey and we're going back home. So we've been on this long trip and we're going back home. And that's so true, you know? I wonder what we were thinking, like, when we were first coming down here. Like, I hope I do a good job, or I'm going to try to remember this. That's probably what I was thinking. I got to remember this. But when I was up there talking to God, and then he said, well, it's time to go back down, I'm going to have to erase your memory again. What? You erased my memory before? I'm like, oh, let me keep something of this. Don't take all of it. So there's a lot of stuff up there. I mean, I only gave you the tip of the iceberg. There is a ton of stuff up there. So I'm excited to see all this. I'm excited to be back in my spiritual body, to get rid of this, to have a better political system and fair and justice and law and order, you know, peace, you know. It's going to be weird though. Very strange. And then we're going to, you know, during the millennium, we're going to go, remember when we had to go do that? Or it'll be so weird because we're so used to being in this flesh body. But I'll tell you, once you get into your spirit body, you will not want to come back. It's no. No, 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 no. Let's see. Stacy's here. Following my Lord Davies, that's Stacy. Oh, the EMF shields. Yeah, I want to get one just to protect my equipment here. Yogurt labels has to have live cultures. Some top brands have none. Mine is that Greek yogurt good? Did I say 82? I'll have to change that. We have 2 sessions of 82. I'm glad you said something because I probably wouldn't have noticed until it uploaded. Oh, Aaron's here. Hey, Aaron. We didn't really do a lot of studying today. We've been talking a lot. Just to kind of chill before the weekend. Oh, it is. The Greek yogurt is the chiboli. I'm going to get some of that. I've been really trying to build up the gut and just feel better and stuff. mm. Yeah, I can't wait to meet everyone too. That big, long table with the white tablecloth, and everybody has their assigned seats, so hopefully we'll be able to sit by each other. Just read labels, live cultures. Yeah. Aw, that's so sweet. Mikey says, I love you guys, are such nice people. It's so refreshing, you know? This people have just become really ruthless. You know, you can look at them wrong and they're ready to be up in your face. Like, chill. It's that spirit. It's not a nice one. Kefir is good too. It's like yogurt, a little sour. I wanted to try that. Is that like goat's milk or something like that? Collagen is really good too. What was that? There's something colostrum. Yes, they are in this like a safe place because nobody judges. Yeah. Hey Maggie, I noticed your emblem by your name. Check this out. This correlates to that. Very cool. Yeah, it's Stacy's birthday today. Oh, it's been a long day. Yuki. 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 Aw. Say hi. She yawns then. Hi, Yuki. She loves that blanket, so I put it all the way out so she can be on the show. see. I always say if you think you had a weird dream, might be someone else needs to hear it. It's true. Or somebody might be able to put it together. Because we're going to be getting those. Okay, guys. Have a good weekend. We can end with a prayer if you like. I don't know. I always forget that. Aaron, that link you gave me is my friend Crystal. She lives in Canada. I knew her from Discord chat. She's intelligent. Yeah. She's cleaning herself. Oh, the coronavirus on it. That warp speed stuff. Maybe we can just sit here and stay in this group and not have to deal with everything. That would be nice. Hey. Hey. Lay down. Okay, guys. I'm gonna get going. Have a nice weekend. Oh yeah, did I check it out? It's from Crystal Thime's channel. And we'll be back on Monday unless something weird happens. But have a safe weekend and just chillax, you know? And guess things are gonna get weirder. Just know that. Lead, guide, direct, touch, heal in Jesus' name. Okay, but guys, I will see you on Monday. Bye.